What's going on, dudes? Nick here, or RGA Gaming, and welcome back to the Skyblock Adventure Alpha. That's right, we have officially launched our alpha testing. Now, if you guys haven't checked out the first video showing you exactly what this game mode is, go ahead and do that first because you're probably going to be very confused as to what this whole thing is. Today, we're going to be exploring the dungeons. Get it? Dungeons. Anyways, we are back here with the Dungeons update, guys. That's right, the Dungeons are officially playable. The loot system isn't created yet, but it is in place. We're going to be getting that done very soon, as well as some custom mob moves for the bosses. And you're probably thinking, like, dungeons and bosses? What is this? What is all this? This is very confusing sounding. Well, let me show you. First of all, when you're in the world, there are portals that look just like this that will take you to the dungeons. So what we're going to do is we're going to step in, and it's going to tell you that you must be in a dungeon group in order to enter this dungeon. So all you have to do is create a party with literally anybody except for yourself. It could be a player that doesn't even exist. So let's just go ahead and /party invites. Let's just add a ghost to the party. And you can see we're now in a party by ourselves, which is probably not something you guys want to do when you're first attempting to run this dungeon, because it is going to be very, very hard. It's going to be designed for about 4 to 5 people, and it's going to be very difficult to do if you do it by yourself. It's not impossible. I mean, obviously, as you level up, you'll be able to get to parts that you normally couldn't do yourself. But as we can see, our dungeon is ready, so let's go ahead and go inside. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look into our very first dungeon we've got. This is the Crypts dungeon, and it's basically going to be lots of skeletons, zombies, strays, and husks. And they're going to make your life very, very difficult for a long period of time. So what we're going to do is we're going to try to pull just the skeleton, see if we can get him to come up here. He can't shoot us from that far away, but I think if we duck around the corner, he might walk up here, or he's probably going to be very stubborn. No, he's just going to sit back there. Okay, well, he's an easy pick. And there's a reason I'm not walking down there, because as you can see through the wall, there are lots and lots of mobs that are hiding everywhere in here. Now, the thing that's different about these mobs than the normal mobs you'll encounter on this game mode is that these mobs are super freaking fast. So this isn't much of a challenge here. You're like, wow, this dungeon system's really hard, RGA. Well, let me go ahead and show you what happens if we pull somebody from this next room here. Now, I'm going to try to make the pull as small as I can, because I really don't want to get overwhelmed by a lot of guys. Now, the other thing to note is right now, this yellow thing here is my shield. I've actually maxed out my shield, so I can't take any damage, or else this would be a lot harder. So let's see if we can just get a clean shot on one of these guys. And you're going to notice that even though we only hit one of them, we're probably going to pull 4 to 5. Which means it'd be a lot easier if you had 4 or 5 people with you, so you could all take on one mob at a time. So let's see if we can get that guy to come out. And actually, this is the first time I've ever been able to pull one mob on their own, but you can see this dude is super fast. Normally, every time I try to pull a mob from there, it pulls about 4 or 5. And right now, I'm also way too high of a level to be in here. I should be probably in the next dungeon. However, that dungeon's not done yet. So we're just going to have a little bit of fun walking through this thing. And there we go. Mob number 2 is coming out. And like I said, if you just walked up to that door, which we'll just do that now because I mean, we can't die. So why not just show you what happens? But if you were just to walk up to this door and try to like start sniping some stuff off in here, then you're going to notice that you pulled a lot of stuff. And, you know, this is probably the time where you would just end up wiping because you have way too many mobs on you. Now, these guys do a lot of damage. Like I said, you can't actually see it now because I've got the infinite shield on here, but you'd basically be dead multiple times over before you'd ever kill all these things. Look at that, we actually just leveled up our fighting to level 20. So this is technically a fighting level like 12 to 15 area. So being a level 20, I'm doing a lot more damage than I normally should, and it's almost double the level requirement to get into here. So yeah, this is it's made more for like a level 12 fighting, but I mean, you can technically do it at whatever level you want. I think there is a minimum. I think it is 12. But I mean, you could come up here. If you were level 100, you could just walk in here and just one-tap all these things. But then again, the gear that you're going to get from it isn't as good. It's not going to be any good for you, really. It's going to be pretty much completely pointless. So what I'm going to do real quick is put the dungeon into debug mode. So debug dungeon. This is something that you guys can't do because obvious reasons. If you guys could just magically turn off the AI on every mob, then yeah, it would be a little bit it wouldn't really be much of a challenge. So what this shows you though is that since I've reset the dungeon and basically put all the mobs back to where they were, you can see that these mobs again are back to the exact same level and health that they had originally, and they're in the exact same positions. Now if I turned it off, they would all respawn and then have their AI, and then they'd be going crazy as I walk in here. But honestly, this is how the dungeon's going to look every single time. Before any of the mobs move around, this is their starting positions. And this is what I said. So basically, you'll start learning as you go through these that there's 2 mobs over there, there's 1 guy here, you're gonna come out here, there's gonna be a skeleton there, skeleton there, skeleton there, and you're gonna start to remember that these guys are in certain positions. So that as you run through these things, you kind of learn how to best pull them. You're going to learn that, oh, if you go down here, it's a troll. There's just mobs with nowhere to go, so you're going to learn to go back this way. And that's all kind of the fun. All right, so we can see something over here that is glowing through the wall. Now, this actually happens to be our first boss. You're going to notice that over on this wall here is a portal. So this is kind of like a little portal. It's more of a barrier, not a portal. But it stops you from going any further in the dungeon until you've beaten this boss. So that way you can't just sneak your way through here and just run through really quickly. Not that you could run through anyways, because the mobs are stupid fast, but it's kind of a deterrent to that. Now I'm going to go ahead and turn off debug mode real quick. And now the entire dungeon's reset. I killed a couple mobs that were standing over there that were attacking me. But you're going to notice that there is a boss standing here, and he's not moving. You can hear him making some sounds, but even though I'm in survival mode, he's not attacking me. And that's done for a reason. Basically, all bosses in our dungeons will have no AI. They won't move around, they won't attack you, they won't do anything unless you attack them first. And that's done so that you can kill all the mobs leading up to the room. You guys can kind of recuperate, regain your health and everything, and then begin the fight. So once you begin the fight, as soon as you touch him once, he's going to stop glowing and he's going to start attacking you. Like I said earlier, there's going to eventually be custom moves for these mobs. They're going to do different things at different times that are going to make your life extremely difficult, but nonetheless, it's going to add to the fun of this, and that will be implemented pretty soon. I mean, before it's publicly released, all this stuff will be there. There will be a beta that involves many players. Right now, it's just in a closed alpha testing phase, and you can see, so we killed boss, some crazy effects and stuff going on, and a loot item has been dropped. If I do /loot, it's going to say that there's no pending loot because the loot system isn't fully developed yet, but eventually there will be a full system of loot that will be dropped from each boss, and that's kind of the reason that you run these. You'll also notice that this side entrance or the side exit here is now open. The barrier is gone, so you can proceed through the dungeon. Now I'm not going to go any further into here. I don't want to give out too many spoilers about what the rest of this place looks like. If you want to check it out, definitely get involved with the beta. More beta information will be coming soon. Like I said, it's still in alpha phase because there's still a lot of stuff that we want to have added to this before we put it into beta. Beta is more for like testing a polished product, whereas in here this is more along the lines of getting all the functionality in there. But we're having some members do some beta or alpha testing now to see how all the mechanics work, and they're finding a lot of bugs so that you guys don't have to experience those later on. But again, if you want to get involved, join my Discord, discord.gg/RGA. I'm always posting updates and information there. I'm hoping to have this game mode out into a beta pretty soon. If you guys want to participate in the beta, definitely check out my Discord and I'll post information about that there. But thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully you had fun. If you did, make sure to hit the like button, stick around for more videos like this, and I'll see you guys again next time. Goodbye, everybody.